Hey, welcome back to Mindful May. Today I am sharing my winter sewing plans with you. I previously shared my fall sewing plans and that video went over pretty well with you guys, so I wanted to share what I am making this winter. Personally, I think it's fun to watch these kind of videos. I like to see what other people are making. I like to find inspiration in the patterns or maybe find new patterns that I didn't know about. I love to see what fabrics people are using and the creativity they use when choosing the fabric they're going to make the pattern out of. I just think it's super fun. So I wanted to make a second video for my winter makes. Diving straight in, I have 5 projects that I'm planning to work on over the winter. Roughly. I definitely start to hibernate during the winter, so we'll see how high my motivation is, but I am excited about these projects, so motivation shouldn't be too hard to find, but we'll just see if I get them all done this winter. Starting out strong with the Augusta Skirt. This is a pattern by Golden Sky. This is my first time getting a pattern from her. I believe she's a French pattern maker, but has her patterns in English as well. Everything she makes is really beautiful, and I had been seeing these skirts with these different tiers and tucks, and I thought this one that she just came out with is so beautiful. It's a pay what you want pattern. I believe I paid $5, but you can pay whatever you'd like. It is not a printable pattern, so you save money there as well since you don't have to pay to print it. It's just based off of your measurements. Those are my favorite kind of patterns. And then the fabric I'm using is this green like cotton flannel. I'm not exactly sure the material makeup because I thrifted it several years ago. I also don't know how much I spent on it, but my best guess would be around $3 or $4. So for me, this project is going to be around $9. Next up is one that I'm really excited about. It's the Liliana Dress by Mila Oni. Again, haven't purchased a pattern by her before, and this is a bit more of a spendy pattern, but I kind of bought it on a whim without realizing how similar it is to the daisy frock. I saw it and was like, wow, that's a beautiful dress. I need that pattern. I'm usually not a spontaneous spender, but I don't know, it really got me. I have no regrets. It does have a different faux shirring process under the bust than the daisy frock does. This one uses bias binding channels, and I just wanted to try a different method, and if it's easier than the daisy frock, then I will make a ton of these dresses instead. The daisy frock is a beautiful dress. I've made it twice if you've seen those other videos, but it is a long process to make it. So if this is easier, I will be very excited and I'll let you know. For the fabric, I thrifted a sheet for $4. It was $5 and I had a coupon, so it made it $4. It is a 100% cotton. I wouldn't say it's ditzy floral, it's kind of like a medium floral, but I love blue and green, I love white, so these are all my favorite colors in one fabric, and I do love natural fibers, so if I can find cotton or linen, that is what I'm going to make my garment out of. The Liliana project will cost me about $22. Up next is the Chamomile Dress. If this sounds familiar, it's because I made the chamomile crop over the fall. This is the dress version, so it is all one pattern. It comes with a top, or you can make it into a dress, so I don't have to buy this pattern. If you want to though, it's $14. So for me, I just had to pay for the fabric, which I did buy new. They were having a 40% off sale at my local fabric store. This was $7 a yard. I got 2.5 yards. 40% off made it $10.50. So for me, this project is going to be $10.50. And I'm just super excited about it. I think it's going to be a very layerable piece. I can wear it in the summer, into the spring, or put boots and a cardigan on, wear it in the fall, add a scarf and coat, and it's ready for the winter. I just think it's very versatile. I'm excited for this piece. The chamomile dress will cost me $10.50. All right, next up is the Orchard Dress by Vivian Xiao Chen. I have one of her patterns, the bisque trousers, which you know I wasn't a huge fan of, but I'm gonna give this pattern a try. I'm sure it'll go great. I picked a fabric that I love, so we should not run into any issues. This pattern costs $14, and there is a view A and a view B. I'm planning on doing the longer version. I just like a maxi dress more than I like a mini. In general, not always, but for the most part, I enjoy a maxi over a mini. 'Tis the season for a maxi dress. And for my fabric, I am using a recently thrifted piece of fabric fabric. If you've seen this video, sorry, I'm not trying to bombard you with all my videos, but I think it's fun when you get to see something I thrifted and then how I use it later. I am using this beautiful navy blue and pink quilt star fabric. I got this for $5. It is a ton of fabric, so I knew I could make a bigger pattern with this, so a maxi dress it is. I also did need to buy buttons for this project. I needed 4 buttons and I wanted to get navy. It's really hard to thrift buttons, like specific buttons. You can buy like big bags of random things, but I was just not willing to do that. I went to my craft store, buttons were on sale, so these 4 buttons were 99 cents, so sign me up. The orchard dress project should cost me about $20. For my 5th and final project, it's actually a twofer. I am making 2 pairs of pants from the pattern. They're called Madeline pants. It's by Madswick or Madswick. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I bought this pattern for $7. I saw her on Instagram and just wanted to support, and I was looking for a pants pattern that had pockets, a wide leg option, and an elasticated waist. Basically, my little sister texted me and was like, hey, what pants should I buy from Not Perfect Linen? If you've seen their stuff, it's so beautiful. It's made well, made with linen. So it's expensive and there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally worth the price. But I asked her if I could take a stab at making her pants myself. She graciously said yes, so it is now my job to make a pair of gingham pants for her. I chose this pattern, but I also wanted to make a pair for myself. So I purchased this fabric for me and my pair. This was the same deal that I had with the red and cream gingham. Everything was 40% off. This was $7 a yard and I got 2.5 yards, so it cost me $10.50. So I'm making my pants with this, and for my sister's pants, TBD. I went to the store today and it's like everybody loves gingham right now. There was not a lot of options. There usually is, so I'll just have to go back when they restock and find something for her. Or if she really loves this pair, we're a very similar size, I might just give them to her. The Madeline pants project for my pair, which is the pattern plus my fabric, will cost me $17.50. I'm super excited about my winter makes. I don't exactly love winter, but I do like being cozy, so it sounds really fun to me to have cups of tea, listen to a podcast, or watch a show and sew something up on a cozy, rainy, even snowy day. It does snow here in Idaho. It gets pretty dang cold. So having a reason to cozy up and work on a craft is my kind of perfect day. Alright, today I am out and about. I'm about to get a coffee and then go to the thrift store to look for fabric for my Liliana dress. I need 3.8 yards, so roughly 4 yards, and I don't think there's a sale going on at my local fabric store, so I'm gonna do my best to thrift a large piece of fabric. I'm looking for ditzy floral, light blue, anything white. I just want it to be like super delicate and beautiful. Yeah, so I'm on a serious hunt, and then I do need a couple of notions for the orchard dress. I need buttons, I need elastic for my sister's pants and my pants and the Augusta skirt. So I need a lot of elastic. It's all 1.5 inch, thankfully. So hopefully I can find just a big roll of it. And buttons for a black linen dress that I am working on upcycling. I really don't like the buttons that came on it. So I'm out here on this snowy day. I'm in a fully thrifted fit, which I absolutely love. I've got my thrifted trench coat. I've got my overalls, my new t-shirt with the flowers on it. If you haven't seen that video, that's here. And then my clogs that are also featured in that video. So I'm feeling super cute, which is just the best feeling when you're out shopping. I'm super excited about the day. Let's see what we find. I'm also hoping to pick up patterns today. This copy shop isn't always super quick to get back to me. I don't know why. Maybe they just have a lot of other jobs to do, which is fine, but I'm always just eagerly awaiting that email saying they're ready. Hopefully they will be ready before I have to go to work tonight. So we'll see. Today's gonna be an amazing day. As I previously mentioned, I was supposed to be thrifting for fabric, but I found a bunch of amazing clothes, starting with this mini dress. It's totally out of season, but I thought about using it as a pool cover-up this summer, and I loved that it had pockets. Next up, I found this cute white shirt, super dainty and beautiful, and then I found these jeans in the men's section. They're 100% cotton, and they're just like rancher jeans. They're really comfortable, and I think they're cute. I almost got this red top. It's 100% 100% cotton, just to wear for the holidays, but if I'm not planning on wearing it for the rest of the year, I didn't feel like I needed it. I stopped by the fabric section and had no luck. There were some fabrics I liked, but just not enough of them. After checking out at the thrift store, I checked my email and my prints were ready. Well, that trip was kind of a flop. There wasn't anything fabric-wise at the thrift store. I did pick up my prints, but I didn't get the fabric that I was hoping to get. My fabric store is like 15 minutes outside the center of town, so I didn't feel like I had time to go there. And I have to make dinner before I go to work, so I just came home. So I'll just have to try that trip again for buttons, fabric, and elastic. And hopefully thrifting 4 yards of fabric in a light blue or a floral pattern. I'm asking for a lot, but I think I can find it. The very next day, I was able to get to the craft store and found navy buttons as well as some black buttons, and then stopped by my local thrift store, my favorite one, and got this sheet. This is kind of a side project. I changed out the buttons on this linen dress. I didn't like these circle, square, triangle wooden buttons, so I'm changing them out for black buttons. And thankfully I was able to find almost everything on my list. The only thing left is fabric for my sister's pants. I would love to know what you are working on this winter. So if you are knitting or sewing or making anything with fabric textiles, I would love to know what your plans are. Share them in the comments below. I always love to hear what people are working on. And if you enjoyed hearing what I'm working on, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Mindful May. I have plenty of other videos that are similar, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.